Let's just take a look. He hasn't popped the general. He's going to chop that, or general, the engineer. Put that city at the 12 pop. What's the production? Yeah, still just 24. He hasn't added any production tiles. It was pop 10 and it was 24 production. Now it's pop 12. It's still 24 production. We've been in lockdown since 26/6. Okay. Should have started 10 days sooner and we'd likely be out by now. But now another 8 days to go. Vaccine rollout was an absolute joke and now they are ramping it up. But it's still going to be an absolute schmozzle, I'm sure. Schmozzle. Never heard that before. Schmozzle. This could be a problem here. I mentioned earlier I was surprised he didn't come here last time. What is the timing on Khmer? Steel in 2. There's going to be tanks here. And I don't know if there's anybody to stop it. Jack's been top tree. There's no way Jack is stopping it. He's in military science. Buttresses on Chuck. I mean, the tanks just roll here. I think that this game could be over soon. I mean, campuses are going up now, but it's a little too late. It is a little bit too late, guys. Somebody needed to have a big game, and nobody has. Rome simmed okay, 200 science, but... I mean, what are they going to do with it here? I'd like to have seen like 300 science in this position at turn 80. I don't know. I don't know what the play is. I don't know how you stop this. I think the tanks just roll. Right? How much science does he have? 224? Steel in 2. I don't know if he has... Okay, refining is going to be in 2 over here, so he's going to have it boosted one way or another. And then it's on to combustion in like 7 turns? He could have like turn 85, turn 86 tanks here. Trading boosts. Is there an engineer? Yeah, engineer coming. I don't see a lot of pre-builds happening. I mean, it's still going big into the science, which I like a lot. Don't get me wrong. And he's got an engineer starting to pave away. The long paving job. If he had another engineer, might, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it could be done in 7 turns instead of 14. But I don't see pre-builds coming. I don't see a lot of encampment action. And not going to be like a typical, you know, core pre-build kind of thing going on. So, I don't know. I would have preferred in his position, he had such a great sim out of a relatively slow spawn and first expands. He actually has played really well. I wouldn't have been minded him seeing him going in industrialization into labs. Industrialization into labs. Rom's doing plenty fine up here on the front line. And then you could just go like a big industrial or a big modern push with balloon arties and then come with planes. Like you could just do the whole 9 yards from his position. But he's basically helping boost all the way to quick tanks right now, which is going to give really good timing up here. By the way, yield on gold is still pretty lopsided, but you can't buy science with gold, guys. I don't know if you know that. But you can't buy science with gold. Things getting a little bit better here, but these guys have been top tree so long, I don't think they can stop tanks. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 1,100 gold for Ulysse, and not quite 6 here, so they have kind of doubled. The submarines are incoming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, along with some frigates. I don't know, man. I don't know. They just discovered that 2/3 of healthcare workers aren't vaccinated. I mean, that's just bad governing. I think Canada actually, I mean, people complain, but we're actually keeping a very steady rollout, and we have a very low. What's the word? A low rate of um, holdouts. I guess you could say. I don't know. People who we have a pretty low rate of people who don't want it at all. Like in the U.S., they had by far the fastest rollout, but it stalled off really, really hard. Um, and we were like we've been more steady and like we have a lot of like we have a good proportion that are double vaccinated now, and it continues to go pretty well. I think. I mean, there's lots of things that got a little bit messed up at different points for sure, but ultimately it feels like we've gotten a lot of upgrades coming. Hearing something? Yeah, refining in 2, so combustion maybe another 4. Turn 86 at the latest on tank. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I heard a bunch of upgrades coming, but this is just frigates. I mean, there's a ton of frigates, but the submarines are gonna hurt. Submarines are gonna hurt. Australia, mate. Australia. He's in Australia. Thing is, too, is that soft style is the one with big science, and he's not boosting the tree for anybody. So Chuck's gonna have to is kind of boosting it for himself. I mean, Jack's still got to. Sorry, that's not Jack. Okay, so Jack's on refining, but with 133 science, he is a long ways from tanks. Like, there's a major, major problem here for Jack. And then even eventually, like this is not good. This is not good, guys. I don't like it. I think this could be over quick. Well, I mean quick. I mean it'll still be a good game. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we'll still have been an overall pretty good game. And a decent length and stuff like that. It hasn't been a snoozer or anything like that, but I was kind of hoping to be a nice long East versus West, but things have kind of fallen apart here in the middle, and Rom Rom is just taking this game by the sack. You know what I'm saying? 525 faith a turn. He is just going burr with the Grandmaster's Chapel. 8 turns. Uh, 2 charges still left. He should pop that. I think he can. I'm pretty sure he can take. What's the production of the city? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I think he's gonna take 6 or 7 turns off. The production's probably up a little bit, up to 39. Yeah, so he's taking like 3 turns off each, so they can still pop it. Not really sure what he was waiting for. Um, he'll have that. Probably. I said turn 80. I said turn 83, right? I think he's gonna have it turn 83. I think I said 12 more turns, and he was on. He was on 71. I was like, he'll get 83. I think 83 will be exactly right. It's gonna go 82. It's gonna go to 4, and then to 1, and then it'll go to 0. We might have gotten it. We might have gotten it. Turn 81 Settler. This doesn't feel great at all. I'm not sure what its purpose is. I'm not sure where he's going with it. Might be fine. Rome with some units sliding around here, just having fun. By the way, why you no build districts here? What's happening? 2. I mean, I guess it's a 2, 3, 4, so 8. But this could have been an 8 all by itself, and if you put like another district, like he could have. Why you no do things? Macaulay. Wait, is this the campus for... No, that's the campus for Madrid. Where is this city's campus? This is this city's campus, and then this city's campus. Why no build campus? Maybe he didn't have the money at the time? Look at this campus. +6 campus with nothing. Why you not do? Why? Oh shit, shit. Submarines. Submarine Armada, by the way. Gonna one-shot the old frigates here. So submarine armada and then 2 submarine cores. So not a lot of volume in units, but we have a lot of units to hold up. How long on ballistics in 1? I mean, does he not at some point... want to get... Does he not... Okay, he's going to core up. That's good. But does he not want to get to ironclads? Maybe he just wasn't able to go that high. I mean, he's got no reason to go ballistics, really, does he? I would have thought he'd be trying to go top to go ironclads. Ironclads could defend the subs pretty good. Jack potentially preparing a tank push. Archetype has essentially just stalled out. He didn't really get much done other than that push that failed on the water. And I don't think he'll be at all prepared for a tank push. He's going science. Yeah, I mean, I think Jack is... I think the play is Jack throws tanks up on the shore here. The problem is he's going to get tanks thrown down his belly right here. I have no idea how he's ever going to stop it. Jack's got refining in 3. His science is up to $143. Combustion in 3. Tanks. Like, turn 86, there's going to be tanks rolling. I don't know how Jack stops it. Couple settlers coming here. I'm wondering if he's planning... that play up there. I know why at this point. I don't know why else he'd be building a couple of settlers. Some pre-builds. Like, at this point, I think he just needs military units, doesn't he? Oh, Venetian Arsenal. That's actually amazing. Because Dido was making Venetian Arsenal down here somewhere. Where was... Dido was making Venetian Arsenal in here somewhere. I think it was right in here. They just got it robbed. Statue of Liberty complete. We knew that was coming. Turn 83. Called it. Sankor. Curious to see how much science that Sankor is giving him. Still some mines not done here. Makes me a little sad. Okay, he's getting them going though. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna let you off on that, Chuck. I'm gonna let you off on it, buddy. What golden ages? He went reform and home went straight up gold. Straight up gold play by the... Oh, and by the way, this is actually huge. This is actually huge. Yeah, look at this difference in science now. Rom was at what? He was at like 230, 240. And Milamber was like well above 300, like 350-ish. And taking this down is actually a huge play to deny the science, to slow them down. Now, it's unfortunately didn't come about 20 turns ago because it's tanks o'clock here before long. Archetype's going flight. Archetype is going flight, and There's gonna be a play on this land here. Jack's setting something up here for sure. Crazy how much science. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have 3 envoys, right? Like, just think if you have this many cities, right? And you have a library and university in all of them, and you have 3 envoys, just 3 envoys in that city state, even if you don't control it yourself. 3 envoys equals 3 science in every city. So if you have 10 cities with libraries and universities, that's 30 science. So you're going to go from like, you know, plus buffs because you might be ecstatic or whatever, and all the other things that could happen to give you bonuses on your output, right? Like you get bonuses output on your science from like Bengala and stuff like that as well. So, you know, it could be 35 or 40. So you could go from 330 to 290, or you know, whatever Rom was at 240 down to 210ish, right? It's just like that. Think about your science, and then if you ever go labs, then that's 3 extra per lab. If you ever get, you know, 12 labs going at 3 per, that's another 40 for that, at least. Control those science city states is bigly in a long game like this. So backing off to the submarinos and the ironcladers, he simply can't hold it because he's kind of getting he's getting I don't know if his frigates get one. I think he gets one shot here. I think the frigates get one shot by the sub, the armada. He's just backing off. He's getting caravel pre-builds again. Steam power in 1. He'll have the gold required. He can get to ironclads. So the frigates are just holding. Where's his caravels? He needs to get these caravels out of here. Let the frigates just hold and get the ironclads online. I hope they have the coal for it. Because they got screwed on Niter. Not great, but Softstyle's got 30 for him. As long as he has the card in, he'll be fine. Okay, so I didn't see it. Did the Liberate come in? I think the Liberate came in, right? And then probably the Raise came after. The Liberate and then the counter Raise, maybe. Liberate and Raised. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Luke. What's going on? 280 turn 86 tanks feels pretty quick. How gold looking for? It's fine. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not like over here, but it's big. Yeah, turn 86 tanks is quick. Turn 86 tanks is quick, assuming he went all the way there. Combustion next turn, yeah. It's like really, really good timing on tanks is around 85. Like 84 to 86 is like blow the doors off. It's hard to get there much faster. Unless you're like maybe like a God Spawn Korea or like what's her name? You know, Lady Six Sky, something like that. Other than that, other than like a God Spawn with them, 85-ish is just fantastic. Even like 90 is really is kind of good, you know. I know that my in my one game there on 6 cities with Persia, I believe it was turn 88 with 6 cities that I went tanks, tank cores, and blew the doors off of Grand Columbia, and that was with 6 cities. Obviously, he's got like double that. But it's hard with more cities to really scale because 6 cities, but you get your campuses and everything up sooner because you're not spending more time building more settlers and getting more expansion going. It's just 6 or 7 quick cities and go, right? So getting to tanks fast, you can do it on 6 or 7 cities just as quick as you can on, say, a dozen cities. The big thing about going to a dozen cities is the speed to get to industrialization, to get to flight, to get to balloons, in order to do all of those things, get planes and stuff online. You get a lot more tempo to go that way with a lot of cities. But you can get to tanks with 6 to 7 cities just as fast as somebody with like 10 or 12. The timing tends to line up in that save 5 turns stretch pretty easy, if you're doing all the things right. But yeah, the tanks are coming. He's just taking a little look to see if there's much defense. There's not much coming at all. I don't think he's going to even have... Well, 3 turns steel. He'll upgrade next turn. He actually doesn't have that many upgrades. I was thinking that more of these were like 1, 2, 3. He does have an artillery back here. He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery. 1, 2, 3... Just 3 tanks, maybe? I guess he could bring another one up from here, but he hasn't done it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's fine to have... As long as the other guy doesn't have tanks, 3 or 4 tanks will get it done. If you have 3 or 4 tanks and like 8 artillery, if the other guy doesn't have tanks, it's perfectly fine. If you have to start trading tanks, then you're going to wish you had more than 4. But oh yeah, Diplo score 13. He was at 9. He went to 13. I do believe that Potato was denied. Yeah, Potato was denied, so he's not getting any more points that way. So they're going to need 7 points. It looks like they could actually downvote him this time. They actually saved up last Congress. And it looks like they could downvote him this time. Although he's got 414 here. He's actually just destroying it. I don't know how he's doing that. I would have thought it was Rom maybe destroying it. If you distribute that properly, 250, 250, 250, 300... Yeah, they could potentially still downvote him here. And that would really stretch the game out. But even if they were able to get the 3 points... I should be looking up here, by the way. Okay, so they backed off. Oh, wait, did he go all in on the sub? He did. He went all in on a counter-offensive and killed the sub. Oh, and I missed it. Oh, he just went brr. He has ironclads up now as well, by the way. So the submarine, he actually held it off, and then he went counter-offensive and killed that sub-armada. And just sent him packing again. Whew! Destoria OP on the water, by the way. And he's got Terracotta Army coming in 4, could be huge. Actually, kind of crazy. Does he control some states? Not last time I checked, he didn't. Chuck's got 2. Sawstyle's got 1. Rom's got 1. I'm not even sure. Does Deluxe have any? Oh, he does have Johannesburg still. Yeah, he's been all in on Johannesburg. That's always controlled. I don't think there was a liberate. I don't know if there's anything he could have liberated. Oh, I know how. I know how. Because he got shift entered or whatever. He got a bug. That's why Soft Style I think has more as well. Is he didn't vote last Congress and neither did Soft Style because he got bugged when Congress started and his term was over. So they agreed that Soft Style wouldn't vote. So he's got all the points from last time and this time. That's why he's so high. That's how he ended. I was trying to figure out how he got such a big number, and I'm like, he didn't get a liberate. What the heck's going on? Forbidden City. Hello. Anybody countering that? Forbidden City. Any Forbiddeners? Don't think. Love me some Forbidden City. Another wildcard policy slot. Sign me up. Battleships. Jack on battleships and cuirassiers. I think you can pretty much kiss goodbye your units. Just one tapping the units, by the way. This is a major problem. This is a major problem for Archetype, who has essentially just sat there on a god spawn from Cuite. Like, just for anybody tuning in, I don't mean to flame Archetype here, but just for anybody tuning in, this was a turn 1 settle. He spawned here on 7 Seas. I've seen this a few times now. He spawned here on turn 1 and was working a 1-5 and the 2-2, and then he grew into the 3-3, like, really quickly. He went 4 turn settler, okay, and then he went turn 5. Sorry, yeah, 4 turns. So like turn 5 and then turn 6 he settled. Like turn 4, turn 5, settled turn 6, his first city, the second city total, and then he had a third city on like turn 12 or turn 13. He had all 3 of these cities before anybody else had their second city down, and he had his monuments up when he settled this city on these 2 cities. Like, just disgusting early tempo. And then he had 6 cities. What do he have? He went these 2 cities, and then maybe it was 5. Wait, I can't remember now. He had 5 cities super, super fast, and then he went 6th up here. I think he had 6 before anybody had 4. But then he just stayed on 6 cities and simmed for a while and didn't really get a lot of momentum out of it. And it just all kind of fell apart. And he never really got anything else going. So, hey Pyre, what's up? And Norway got points from the blue CS he liberated before raising. Oh, it was purple. This was Vilnius right here. It was a purple CS. By the way, how did this work out? So, another big key to this game. Tamutu got 2-turned on Edamanaki, and could you just imagine, Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, Liang and Edamanaki in here would have been disgusting. And he got 2-turned on it by Persia. And so he converted out of that and into Great Bath. He 2-turned Great Bath after that. But look at the faith he's pulled in from Great Bath. Now, I mean, this faith is not nearly as good as it would have been to have the Adamanaki set up, but yeah. Oh, yes, tanks. I forgot to go here. Yeah, here we go. So Jack does have steel then? Yes, so Jack's got steel, combustion, and 2. He needs to get rolling, though. One mistake I will say, that I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. Turn 88. He's not moving quick enough. Turn 86 was the upgrades. He didn't get an encampment. He does have encampment. He didn't get a military engineer. He should have had a military engineer paving the road here. He could have even done a double road and rolled in. Actually, look at this. Tanks here from Maori. Or Mali. A tank, anyway. This actually could get pretty well defended. I don't understand why turn 88 he's still just doing this. He could have had roads here. That's one thing I'll say. I mean, Rom's been the best player in the game so far today in this game. But if he'd just had roads right to here, and just went turn 86 upgrade, turn 87 boom boom, fill in behind with artillery, and then turn 88, he could have been like standing here with artillery in behind it, and then it would have been bang right now. But as it is, Jack's pre-buying heavy chariot cores, and he's going to have tanks in like 5 turns. This tank's going to hold him off a little bit. We'll see what happens here. But, like, he could have actually got better. Like, he got there. Turn 86 got there, but then it's like turn 88 and you've just crossed your own border. Like, I don't know what the holdup was. But he could have upgraded the Domries into Arties at the same time he upgraded the tanks. I mean, maybe there was a gold problem. I didn't check gold. Maybe there was a gold problem. But there's no reason why he shouldn't have had everything ready to go at turn 86. He did everything right all game. And got himself lined up for a really fast tank arty push. And then he just stumbled at the finish line and shaved 3 turns off. And now he's got steeled up here. There's going to be a tank to come cover. Jack's going to be able to get some pre-builds set up. And maybe he can take this city still, but I mean, at that point, it probably gets cut off. You know, if he'd have been really quick tempo, maybe he could have got in before a lot got defended, you know? Still not a lot ready here for defense like that. He's defending his own southern border here. Now, here's an issue as well, because he set up down in the south as well. So maybe his setup in the south cost him too much money. Maybe he was worried about the setup down here. I never looked at this. So Chuck was actually getting good timing in the south. Okay. So this explains it a little bit more. So Chuck was getting good timing in the south, and he needed to get set up down here in order to... and so he didn't have the money to upgrade up here, maybe. But as it is, Chuck is going to do work here, actually. Chuck's going to do work. He might have to turn some of this around. I missed this play. I was kind of I don't know if it counted Chuck out, but his science was a little bit low there for a bit. And I was like, okay, well his timing's not going to be too much different from Jack's. But somehow out of nowhere his timing on combustion was actually improved greatly over where it was. Is Spain going to come help defend? He was on full free sim. I don't really know what his play was. I'd really like to ask him what his play was. He was a complete free sim, had a good sim on a relatively average looking spawn, but he went full bottom tree on free sim and hasn't set himself up to impact the game other than to help boost the tree to give Rom a bit better timing on tanks, which I guess ended up being a little bit helpful by a couple 3 turns or whatever. But ultimately, if he'd have gone top tree into industrialization and then industrialization into flight, he could have potentially had airports built right now, or getting built maybe now-ish with his science. Building airports and getting planes going, and he could have contributed with planes at this point. I really don't know why that wasn't the play, but... more tanks here now. So 4 tanks. Doggy's losing her mind because the wife is out back on the way home. Took the bus today. Space race? Oh, nobody's going space here. They just nobody went labs essentially. If you want, like, he's got sanitation. He's going to have research labs soonish. But I mean, he doesn't have that much production. Like, he hasn't even gone industrialization. Oh, he does have industrialization there now. Okay. So he did go industrialization now. His science is back up to 364. He's going to have... Some cities have good production, some don't. Overall, he's not going to have the fastest labs. But, yeah. Turn 100. Where is he? Sanitation's just done? No, one more turn. So around turn 100 and... Just past turn 100, he'll be over 500 science. But at turn 100, you should have, like, if you want to go to space, you need to have, like, 800 science on turn 100. Like, you need to have 12 cities in your labs built. And have a science city-state in tow at, like, turn 95. Turn 90, turn 95. I did not. I'll be right back, guys. What's exciting right now? Did he back out of here? I think he's backing out of here because he's in so much trouble. Yeah. He's turning around because he's in trouble, I think. He killed the one tank, but then he saw the Jack promotion tank, and he's like, I gotta get out of here and protect myself. This game's gonna have to get won by Spain here. Romrob's had a great game, but now he's getting double hit. He's getting double hit. By the way, shit, we missed it. I missed the turn. I was watching everything else. We missed the turn here that he took this. The frigates are going to make it harder. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep this city or not with loyalty, because does he have the units to keep going? I mean, I guess he upgrades to tanks, right? They're going to have the money, and he upgrades to tanks. Yeah, Jack recovered. Jack got his science recovered just enough to have pretty good timing on tanks himself. It's amazing how quick when you have somebody help you boost, you can just kind of get your science going a little bit, and then you're just there. It really is amazing how quickly you can get it going. So yeah, he upgrades to tanks here, and then we keep going. I'll be right back. I know, right? How dare they? Yeah, this is the other spot here. Exactly, Molly's exactly making 1,200 gold a turn as a team makes everything possible. For all I know, he bought like 4 or 5 universities. Like he very well could have done that. Oh boy. Pyro. I mean, the one thing I'll say is Cuite had a god tier opening, but then just slowed down. Like they got to 6 cities so fast, but then didn't like keep going. They went audience chamber. I'm like, why not go ancestral hall and just spam cities from that start? And they simply didn't. They simply chose not to. They slowly got a couple cities across here, but again, even then, they're just kind of, like hasn't improved them that well. Like mining them up and stuff, and getting tempo, getting housing. Like this city's just kind of meh, right? Like there's not a lot going on. Like had a great start and then just kind of stalled out and didn't do much more. Dido kind of stole some of the land that they could have had. Like they could have just spam, and then Dido could have just skipped across this way and gotten to here. But Cuite with that start should have just been so much bigger. And for Cuite to have that opening and now be sitting at like this garbage stats is just he just threw it away. He just threw it away. Maybe he's not used to playing Maori. Maybe he just I don't know what the reason is. But at some point, I don't know. Maybe it was when he lost Edamanaki. Maybe when he lost Edamanaki, he said, "To hell with this game. I don't give a shit anymore." I don't know. Jack bringing a settler up here. I talked about this long ago. He was making a couple settlers down here. I don't know what he did with the other one. But we were talking about a play. He's making another one here as well. For just a double settler setup here in order to get into the fray out here. And the battleships are coming. The story's been a little bit behind on the science here, so he's a little bit, I don't know if he's going to get the battleships in time. He's got refining in 2. But Jack will be able to he might, if they make that play, Jack could potentially turn these battleships around and come help through here, maybe. It could be just an oil play. Maybe he's just going to drop down on the oil. That could be it. That could totally be it. Maybe he's not even going to bother with this. He could very well just be plopping down on the oil. Yeah, very possible. Yeah, Coupe is in big trouble for sure. Jack is going to want to take this city. By the way, okay, so Jack's probably got the Dark Age card in, and then he's going to probably be looking at going heroic. He needs 8 points in 4 turns. If he could ever get heroic, Deluxe has already got his heroic lined up. Or no, maybe he doesn't. Maybe this is 109 out of 1. Maybe he doesn't. No, I don't think he does. I think next turn this is going to refresh, and he doesn't actually have it yet. But Jack's 8 points away. He could ever take a couple more cities, get a couple more big kills here. If you could take these 3 cities, they'll hold each other on loyalty. Pretty well. All that gold he spent, just so beautiful. Making all that money. I mean, considering all the units they have on the field right now, and they still have over 1,000 gold a turn, like that's kind of nuts. He's pulled away from here because he needed to bring units down here to save things a little bit. It's so hard to see the frickin' Mali units. It's insane. They just blend in so well. It takes a second to focus and realize that how many units are here. No balloon, but he can move to here and here with a general. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, yeah, labs are coming like we said. I know, I mentioned around turn 1, somewhere around, I mean, some of these cities have so low production rate, like 15 turns on the lab, like that's not even worth it. He's going to have between 4 and 7 turns on his labs, my guess is. A couple of his core cities, like this looks like it's a 4-city lab, even in his capital. If you really got things rolling with good industrial zones, you can like 2 and 3 turn your labs late game. You got everything moving and grooving. And that's when things really kick off for you, when you can get them fast. But slow labs, he'll be at 500 science here, but it'll be a while. I don't even know if he's going to have them all powered. He doesn't have that many industrial zones that I've seen. So a lot of them aren't even going to be powered. So labs without power, because he hasn't even had industrialization that long, right? Yeah, he doesn't even have, I mean, he's going to have almost no power in those labs, so he's going to be more like 450. Not all that impressive, honestly. Kill actually gone labs up here. So Rome's actually gone labs 2 turns, 4. So this is a little bit more impressive a way to do it, right? He's got the industrials online. These bad boys are going to be powered up. Industrial zones in here. So like I said, everything's going to be powered up. These labs are actually online in these cities. These 3 cities all have theirs online. I completely missed this play. Getting sewers online. He'll have democracy before long. Opera and ballet. So he's actually a little way outside on democracy. His culture is actually quite low for Rome, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is get your industrial set up. So this is what, to me, this is what Spain should have been doing the whole time. Is going top tree, greeting out, getting to industrialization, getting your production way up, getting your industrial zones online, quick labs, and then you're just smoking, right? 326 science, but he's going to actually have more science than Malambra here soon. Keep in mind that Spain got both Hypatia and Einstein. Yeah, Hypatia and Einstein were long ago, yeah. And Spain got both. 2 turns. Jack still needs 6 points. Does he have a wonder on the go? Jack's going to be Sag. He actually ended up raising this. Oh, he did. I think he may be nervous about to liberate. That way he doesn't have to, I suppose that by raising this, he doesn't have to worry about defending from a liberate, I guess. I guess he's just, I mean, he's going to lose this city, have to retake it. Maybe he'll just try and raise this one as well, and then just defend here. I mean, honestly, like, this is fine play, but Cuite was already irrelevant from the game. Like, Cuite was not really at any point ever having an impact on this game at all. Honestly. Shift enter this core back in here and heal up. So I'm not really sure, like, what this gets them. Other than holding the capital is actually hurting him on Diplo favor. Looks like they will be able to downvote, though. We call this a tie. This is a lead. Yeah, they'll be able to downvote and basically put a kibosh. If they're lucky, they'll be at 11 points. Maybe, yeah, maybe 12. Maybe 12 at the end of this Congress, which means they're still like maybe 3 Congresses away. Jack can't see he needs a second settler for a canal to work. Oh, really? You know what's funny is I don't want to check now because it's too late in the game and I'll end up crashing. But what's funny is I checked earlier when we were lining this up for the canal, and at the time, and this was like 40, 50 turns ago, Persia had come up here, but they kind of spun around this way and didn't actually step into here. And so these tiles right here were not visible. They could see the edge of the land, but they had not been able to see this. And I don't know if maybe they was under the assumption that that maybe this was clear. Maybe he just thought it was clear. Now, he does have a settler coming here, so he'll be able to go up and do this. I'm assuming he's going to be able to see this. But not long ago, like 30 turns ago maybe, so I guess a while ago, I did check that, and they did not see the block yet. Well, some of them could be. These guys are actually on the same... Hang on. Why can't I... It's not letting me do the hotkey. So they actually spawn on the same continent. Spain does have some down here, but this is actually their capital. So if anything, yeah, I think Spain's probably got a lot of their trade routes going here, to be honest with you. Because that's a different continent. One thing I will say I didn't like about Spain had a great game, don't get me wrong. I didn't like their tech direction, but it was a little bit weird. They actually spawned a bunch of cities. They went up to Barcelona and got these cities down. And got these cities down much later on the new continent. And getting these cities up on the new continent, like, I feel like they could have even gotten another city over here would have been really good, honestly. There's a lot of hills in here. This could have actually been a good city with trade routes. I feel like they could have taken advantage of the continent split a little bit better and gotten these cities up and running faster. And then had these other cities be like the second wave. But I don't know, guys. Sounds like they're talking about a relobby. Oh, they might be talking about a relobby to sync up so that they don't have a Congress bug. Because the last 2 times, Deluxe Philippe, I think he might be playing on an old microwave, has been like desynced so badly, I think, from the host that it's automatically ended the turn for him when Congress began. So it like kind of shift entered him out of the turn, if you will. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Battleships, a clock, ironclads in the chokes are defending quite well. And then battleships back here, I think, have been recently upgraded. This could be a Dragomir fight. I thought we were going to have a little bit of trouble here, but I missed the Chuck play down low. Chuck came through with flying colors. Balloon on the way, by the way. 400 science. So he's basically self-styles with Rome has essentially caught up by doing his research labs way faster. He's actually getting Aerodrome online now. And then you combine that with, I mean, look at this. Making the Ruhr Valley play. 81 production. He's gonna have pretty good nuke production as well. I think that Rome kind of what? Oops. What? Yeah. Anyway, we're relobbying for the term before Congress, I guess. Oh, did Jack miss it by 1? I forgot to go back and check. He missed it by 1. He must be crying in his cornflakes. Somebody go over there and tell him that Norm wants to know what happened. What happened, Jack? What happened, man? 1 point. What happened? 1 stinking point. I'd be curious to see what dedication he took. Did he take, like, for every trade route finishing, or imagine if he just finished 1 more trade route or something like that. What happened, Jack? What happened, Jackie? What happened, man? Wait, is this? First in, guys. Who's got the internet, baby? Let's go! What's going on in the Discords? Shep's up in the Eco channel. Let's go. When this game's over, I'll probably be joining them for however many hours I've got left in me. La 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 la. Jack had it all worked out, but Candy griefed him. Oh, really? Candy... But it had no units! Oh... Okay, so somebody needs to go... I got it. Maybe I'll do this. I gotta do this. Just a sec. Sorry, Jack. I love you, buddy, but I gotta do it. What's he doing right now?
It's beautiful.
J'ai envie de me fumer. J'ai envie de me fumer. Mec.
Hey Jackie, Candy called it. Why? Normalator, remember you were nice. You used to be nice. Why you became a huge bully to me? Why are you such a fucking bully to me? Dude, it had 0 units to levy. Fucking ridiculous. I forgot to launch Inquisition.
Oh non!
Why you bully me? Why you bully me?
I had to do it.
I had no units to levy. What could I do?
Plus, comme je me lève tôt en ce moment, là, les matins.
I had to
Moi, je me
do.
lève
No,
6 heures
you
matin
always
matin.
bully me. You used to be nice to me. Now you always bully
Il paraît qu'il y a
me.
un truc, il paraît qu'il y a un truc dans le sud.
I was saying they didn't sleep that much, Jack. They Softail is a bit sleepy.
Okay.
In the beginning, legends of
Translate so
flying
he
men
doesn't feel
soared.
alone.
Okay.
Today, you are on the brink of
Yeah, when I say
transforming
that
those
Jack was
legends into a
muted, so
reality.
Describe your dream.
With flight and new forms of communication, you can create a small and intimate world.
He was doing.
Yeah, I'm on Jack's stream.
Wow.
Our competing ideas
Or maybe he
of how
will
to govern
this night.
and how to live threaten to bring conflict on a global scale.
I had to do that. I knew it'd probably trigger him a little bit, but I kind of had to do it.
Ideological oratory.
Is my microphone picking up the AC? It's cooking in here. I have to have the AC on for a minute. I feel like my microphone's still picking it up a little bit. I had the noise gate set up so it wouldn't, but it is kind of now, isn't it? You thought you thought you clicked back to the stream. Jesus Christ. Team plus plus. Sorry about the sound of the AC. I think my microphone's just barely picking it up. I had the noise gate set up so it wouldn't, but maybe the noise gate's canceled? I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to mess around with it now. It is what it is. I apologize for the rumbling, the fish tank, if you will. But it's like 100 degrees in here. So stalemate here. Jack pulled back off of this again because the frigates were making it annoying, I think. And also he sees tanks coming and he doesn't want the Liberate to come through. One turn on Congress. They might need a countdown here. Because, of course, there's no turn timer at the moment. Not sure, I think Spain's probably settling for oil. It's better than listening to Fish's toilet, so no worries. Can you hear Fish's toilet on his stream? Is that for reals? By the way, I'm so sad to see a mine on this +6 campus when there's a campus right next door. Just makes me sad. Yeah? That's hilarious. If he forgets to mute. Just imagine. Can you hear just the toilet or can you hear other things happening in the bathroom? That's the big question. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem for Khmer. The big question is, has he flipped these tiles over to this city? There's the question, chat. Are all of these tiles, and this tile here for that matter, been flipped over to the other cities? RJ, no. Under no circumstances do we want to hear anything else happening in the bathroom. Toilet flushing, okay. You hear the toilet flushing. Not ideal, but whatever. But if there's other things happening in the bathroom that we can hear, then we have a serious problem. Wow. Imagine how much gold these trade routes must be worth right now. Going all the way from down here, up through these cities, up through these harbors, all the way through all this water, coming all the way through here. All of these trade routes. And then all the way back. 552 gold, by the way. Making more gold than the rest of the team. Although their gold's... Yeah, now that they've got a lot more units online, the gold's not quite as impressive, but yeah. I'll let him just call it. I don't really care. I always go synthetic technocracy and nuclear on these, but... Oligarchy and nuclear. Okay, he's gonna go oligarchy. Alright. Let's hope there's no oligarchs in the chat. Nuclear and him. Be oligarch, be nuclear, be him. Next, submit. I tell you, Destoria's done a good job of just hanging on by the skin of his teeth, if you will. Just barely held on here through all those sort of pushes. Remember the initial push from Maori? He had like 3 turns on him on caravels. The caravels got here just as they were getting just as he was able to block the chokes. He shift entered into the chokes at the last second, held this off. Then he got frigates up to push it off and eventually killed all the Maori units and pushed it back. Then there was the submarine push. That was pushing him all the way back, but then he turned it around, did a counter push, killed the nuclear sub armada, or not nuclear sub, the regular submarine armada. Killed that, got some damage, out-united him, pushed him back again, made him regroup. The battleships have come, now he's just holding off because he's got it there. Like, Destoria just getting it done on the water, man. He knows what he's doing on the water. I'll tell you, one of the games I remember more than any other game I've ever done The story was playing Gandhi, and he spawned on an island all by himself. 4 fairly crappy cities on an island. My apologies for the drop frames. 4 crappy cities on an island with Gandhi, and Maori was across an open body of water from him, just adjacent to him. And he did have the wonder that gives a free promo, so that helped, obviously. But he actually did yeoman's work hanging into that battle with Maori on a god spawn to his left, and just held him off and actually went and attacked and then backed off and attacked, and the game progressed everywhere else, and he actually ended up winning that game. And him holding that off was insane. Yeah, Lishford. Yeah, Lishford was the mod. I'm not 100% sure if it was the CWC finals or if it was the semifinals, but it was towards the end of it, Liu Kang. It was towards the end of it. I'd have to look it up. It was definitely one of the games towards the end of the CWC. His best game ever. Yeah, it might have been. It might have been. It was something pretty legendary. He's had some good games, I will say, but that was a pretty wicked game. Ranger! How you doing, buddy? Worms, brother. Worms. I wanted to see here. They're just kind of defending here. I don't think he's worried about trying to push at the moment. Jack's got just enough here. He can always upgrade a few more tanks if they need to. I don't know what the victory condition is going to be, though. I guess nukes? It's a race to nukes, and I think that Rome wins the nuke race because he gets there faster. He's got his labs up a little bit quicker. And I think his production just gets him to nukes quicker, I think. Although, the only thing is that he's going to have the tech faster. Because Malamber went bottom tree, whereas Softstyle went top tree. So he'll get to nukes quicker, but if he can build them fast enough. I don't know. Nuke race, I think, yeah. But yeah, Ranger, Worms, tomorrow. Tomorrow I cast a game, another game, the same time as this one. It's a CWC qualifier game for the CPL. Acronyms, am I right? And it's between TBD and WCG. So TBD and WCG will be playing in a CWC qualifier for the CPL. Tomorrow, same time as this game. And when that game's over, we'll be playing Worms. And you can get a copy of the game on that link right there for super cheap. And you could join us, potentially. So how about that? How about them apples? Planes o'clock. A little biplane action. Get a little Wright brothers coming in hot. And yeah, should be a lot of fun. Tonight, after this game, if this game ends in a reasonable fashion, we will be doing a little bit of eco probably. Maybe just play a couple hours of eco or something. We'll see how it goes, see how I'm feeling. I got a few things I want to do on eco tonight. Gonna get in some practice tonight. All Rangers are gonna be all test. I've never played it in my life. Worms so much fun. I played that game in high school and college, I think. Yeah. So many late nights in college playing Worms. Noise. All the acronyms. Snow bite. Oh, snow melted for Jack? Where is it? Over here. Yeah, it did. He melt that snow. Funny thing is, he was bringing the settler. He was bringing the settler, and then the snow melted for him just in time. He could go, I suppose, and settle oil if there's oil around. I don't see any oil. But yeah, he can bring his battleships, and they can do a double push through here. And if they gain control of the water over here, it's over, because then they can nuke from anywhere. You know, with no problems. Like they can nuke with impunity, if you will, with absolutely no problems. By the way, Zanzibar with the tank. Let's go, Zanzibar! Zanzibar tanky tanks, bro. Let's go. Come at me, he says. Is there a culture play, by the way? Not really. No, neither one of them went hard. They both have good enough defense. Oh, Warlord's Throne. Rebuilding the Gov Plaza. Yeah, he's just holding the line here. He could potentially push back, but Jack's got just enough that would make it hard. Did Molly ever take... Yeah, I'm pretty sure he took the city. Yeah, let's check out and see if he kept the tiles. Where are we? Ah! Oh, wait. No, he didn't take the city. Wait a minute, what? He must have flanked down on him and took the tank in time. What happened to all the units? He's actually bailed out with some of these. I guess there was just enough defense. He didn't actually take the city. Wasn't he one tap away from taking the city? Worms is amazing. So glad you'd be doing it from your community night. Yeah, I'm glad too. You can actually benefit Shep with the idea. He saw it on Super Sale on Steam and was like, dude, we should play that for community night. So he sent me a message saying, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So we doing it. We doing it, boys. We doing it. Was there an oil problem? Oh. Oil problem. No Healy. Time to shift enter out, boys. Time to get on our horses and ride out of here. Gonna have a couple cookies. Ooh. Hmm. Getting first moved big time. All hell shop, yeah. You love depending on some of the really massive weapons. When you misfire things and goes to that straight for him. I'm looking forward to seeing how the game plays. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the game plays. I think there's a pretty big problem here. Jack has electricity next turn. Yeah, the ice melted, yeah. The piece of ice that was right there. Actually, it was two of them, right? I think it was like that. Those two pieces melted. Yeah, he did have a settler, to be fair. I don't know what he did with the settler. But he had a... I don't know what he did with it. What did he do with the settler? He had a settler that was right here ready to go through. He must have turned it around to go get oil or something. There's no way he deleted it, right? What the hell? Can somebody tell me what the hell he did with that settler? He built a settler in this city, and it was right here on this tile when I looked over and saw the ice melted. I mean, he could have just went and settled oil somewhere. I mean, literally just go plop it down right on this piece of oil right here. Why not? Clearly they need it since Chuck is having oil problems. Who's in the best situation? I think that Ulysse is in the best situation here because I think that they're going to have nukes quicker. I think Soft Style is going to have the higher production to get nukes out quick, and they're going to control the waters. I think it looks like they could very well win this race between... I talked about it... How many turns ago did I talk about it, chat? I said, eventually... Jack's going to need to make his way through here at battleships or whatever and win this fight so that they can control this water. Because if they couldn't control this water and potentially come over here and nuke capitals over here, right? If they weren't able to control this eventually, then, and it was controlled here, then Pascarad could be nuked. Rome could be nuked from here. Like, control of this water was the ball game for Ulysse. And Jack was going to have to come over here. And Destori has done yeoman's work holding this tight. Like, straight up done a great job holding this tight against both Maori and Dido. And now it's Jack coming through, and they can both get production up. And Jack can spit out units, and Destori's got lots of units, and they can both just slam through here as fast as they can. And just go, right? I wouldn't have minded Jack bringing that settler and plopping it down right here, and then he could have pivoted through and flanked on him, and then come right through this choke. That would have been actually pretty cool. But yeah, no, that was the big call, is getting to this. With Jack over here, it allows them to push through here and do the things. Control these waters, And then at some point, with their money, Rome could just buy a settler, put the settler down here, buy a nuclear sub armada, and then just whip up here and just go pew pew. And then obviously Jack can do the same thing from over here. He can drop nukes from over here. And I don't know if there's any way to control. Like, I don't know if there's any way to stop it. I mean, I don't know if Jack's got nuke science. I mean, if he goes straight there, he's gone bottom tree. He's got electricity next turn. I don't know if he's going to go nukes or not. Somebody can go nukes in here, though. I mean, for that matter, I guess Rome could even do it as well, right? Rome could buy a nuclear sub-armada here and bring it over and nuke from here as well. That would be even faster, I suppose. In fact, oh no, these are privateers from Rome. I was going to say, privateers, buy some privateers for Rome if you still can. That piece of ice closing the north pass over Dido. Oh, right here? Yeah, this could melt as well to give him a flank. That's a possibility. Okay, I'm gonna go like that, and then I'm also gonna go like this. I'm gonna go. So much for 5 minutes, am I right? I'm so terrible at managing Discord. How do you create a role again? Create category. What? I am the worst. I thought it was in here. Server boost, invite server settings. Oh, maybe server settings? Yeah, roles. There we go. Here we go. Create role. Eco in green. Members with this role. Looks like we're getting back at it. I'm just trying to find all the people who need the role. I think that's it. There. Nine. That doesn't feel like enough. 9 doesn't feel like enough. Okay, there we go. A little bit of admin work done. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to turn this off for a bit. It's cooled off enough in here. I will be alright for a little bit. You guys can stop listening to that garbage. Gold's still very good in favor of Ulysse. He must have used a engineer on that. I didn't see an engineer, but he must have to good. He was like 7 turns left a couple turns ago, so. His capital is now 97 production. He'll be able to probably 5 turn, depending on his focus. He'll probably be able to 5 turn the Manhattan Project. He's now passed in science, because keep in mind he is now all these guys that have lightning bolts here. These are all powered research labs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 powered research labs. Over here, there's research labs 9 turns, 7 turns, 6 turns, still to go. None of these are going to be powered. You can see here, 5 turns on Manhattan Project is pretty good. That production, 94 production in this city is actually pretty good. But he's 5 turns. He's 5 turns on that, but he's got no power in any of his research labs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 research labs built, none of them with power. And so he's actually been passed in science despite having more cities and Hypatia and Newton and all. Or sorry, not Newton. Yeah, Newton. Hypatia and Newton. So bit of a tricky situation. The threat has been warded off here. You'll have to come back here and essentially just hold the chokes, getting encampments up in here, building more units. He's got, if he can get some artillery in here and a balloon, he can fend this off pretty well if there's any attempt at an advance. Although he's going to need, maybe he just buys them. I would just buys units. This is well defended. They're not even pushing up here. He could always upgrade if he needed to. Destroyer. So Jack's going to upgrade to destroyers here. Yeah, here we go. Destroyer armadas, and with battleships, he's just going to come in here. Oh, he's got destroyers up. He's got a couple destroyers online as well now. So it's this is going to be very interesting. I would have loved to have seen a last move, first move on the incense. Last move, first move, place a city on the incense up here, and get units through, and with it would have been so nice. He'd have brought that settler. I don't know what he did with the settler. Oh wait, he settled it here. That's what he did. He had the city here. He came back here, settled this, and got the oil up. That's what he did. Okay. Okay. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down now. Would have been a nice play, though. I would have liked to have seen it. Come on, Jackie. Look at the borders on Venice. 66. 134 strength. Chuck's still holding 2 of them for fairly cheap. Yeah, he's got doubled in Marmoni in there, I would imagine. In Venice. Oops. Almost declared war in Venice, guys. Sorry. It'll be very interesting to see if they can get a push here. I think just based off of numbers, because they're just going to bring in battleships and just shell them with battleships, and I think eventually like they'll just outnumber them. Just battleships, wear them down, get a couple hits. Battleships, wear them down, get a couple hits, push them out. They just simply don't have the numbers. They simply don't have the numbers to keep up with what Jack's going to push on them. The continental split for Spain. I was just asking that. I was just showing you that when you said something about the trade routes. So the continent split is essentially, it won't let me do it. Yeah. Oh wait, no, just let me do it now. The continent split for Spain was essentially down this way. So it's none of he doesn't get it into Dido, but he gets it into he gets it here. So he's probably sending this way. He's got some sending this way, and then I think he's probably got some sending this way, but yeah. Not a great. He also delayed settling these cities. I wish he'd have settled more cities down in here. I think he could have gotten at least a couple more cities down in here. That would have been really good. And he also delayed them. He had these cities up faster than he had these ones on the Kana split. So 3 turns on the nuclear fission next turn. So he'll be a couple turns behind on actually finishing, maybe 4 turns behind on actually finishing what do you call it? The Manhattan Project. But production-wise, he'll be able to outproduce him on nukes easy. And I don't really know what Spain's play is for actually being able to nuke people. So 13 points. I forgot to check this, by the way. 13 points. Yeah, so they got the top 2. And he actually voted with himself, so he actually went up. So he actually got... I actually chose oligarchy. I don't know why he chose oligarchy. I would have gone... It doesn't really matter. It didn't end up making a difference in the vote, but... they chose oligarchy just to go something weird so that they could split the points. So they got a point off oligarchy, and they got a point off of coal power plant. Looks like they banned coal power plants. Yeah, everybody went in on banning coal power plants. So and then he probably voted to downvote himself here. Oh no, they actually went in. They actually went in and tried to get it and lost it. So that's why he ended up where he did. Got 2 right, 1 wrong, stayed even. Yeah, there it is. 5 turns. I called the 5-turner there. So he'd be 3 turns behind on it, But he'll be able to get these cities, like these cities have so much production. Like this city's got 75. This has only got 41. I guess a lot of mountains. 59's not bad. 56. 54. 57. 61. So he's going to have like 6 or 7 cities that can get nukes out quick, whereas Spain's going to have 1. So he's seen the Armada, and he's choosing to wait until he can come with a bigger amount. Once he saw a destroyer Armada, he decided to wait. If he'd have gone in there and seen something that he could kill quickly, then he would have like followed up and just go bing bang boom and like started to go. But he comes to here, sees this, and is like, okay, we're gonna need the whole kit and caboodle. I think it would probably serve him well to time it as well. Like basically, Destoria could like fill up this triangle with units. Jack could come in here, fill this up, and just get battleships filled out throughout here, and just go bing bang boom, and just kind of like, what the hell? Oh my god! What the hell just happened? Out of nowhere. Where was that sub? Or sorry, the sub came through here. And then was there a settler? I didn't see a settler, but then all of a sudden I saw a settler on. Oh, is there Bermuda? Wait a minute. Is there a Bermuda Triangle in this game? I haven't seen Bermuda. It must have been like a first move. It must have been like a first move attempt or something like that. I just don't understand what I was seeing. Like all of a sudden there was a unit there and it looked like there was a settler. Yeah, the incense tile flooded over, and it basically kind of screws these guys. They're like, yeah, you can see here he filled up this triangle. They come in with the battleships, get an angle, but I'm a little bit confused as to where that unit came from, and I could have swore my eyes saw a settler for a second. I could have swore. Is that something they're really going to settle on the floating island? I was wondering about that. I don't know where it came from. I didn't see, like, Jack must have had it there and it wasn't visible to me. And then I don't know if, like, Jack had it, like, open and then maybe Phoenicia came in and first moved it to kill the settler itself, but it didn't end up mattering anyway. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, this is over. This is over now. They're through. There's not nearly enough units here to stop all this. Jack just straight up win these fights now. With his battleships. He's just going to come in here and just tear these apart one at a time. He can come up through this now. I mean, it's just, yeah. There's going to be too many units, and there's just simply not going to be enough units back here. Like, remember when I was mentioning how late these cities got settled? That they were taking like 15 turns or 18 turns or something like that just to build the Kothons? And now, they're just now getting like, oh, Kothons are done and built up, and okay, you know, we've got the lighthouse, but not even the shipyards. And then, okay, we'll get the campuses down, but now they're just struggling to get the universities built because it just takes so long. These cities have no production, and the districts themselves take forever to build because you built them so late with the cost of the stuff, right? The cost of the districts going up so high that it's just like these cities are just way too late to get a lot of stuff done. And so they don't really have the chance to like churn out a lot of units, right? They basically churned out a lot of pre-builds, had the pre-builds ready, used the money to upgrade them when they had the science. But now it's like, okay, how are we going to ever keep up with unit production? We're building universities over here on turn 105, and here comes your friendly neighborhood armadas, right? And it's just going to be, you know, bada bing, bada boom. I mean, even here, like, they could try to hold this, but then they got to hold this as well. Too many battleships are just going to bop them, you know? It's just going to be too many battleships bopping. Village Paradise. I think it's just, I think it could lead to a CC here. Because, I mean... What, is the nuke started? Yeah, so nuke in 4. He's going to have nuke in 4. He's got a submarine getting built here. So the submarine, he can upgrade to a nuclear submarine. But what can he shoot? Like, what can he even shoot with this thing? Like, I don't know what he's going to do with this submarine. I mean, I guess he could shoot this and do a liberate? It looks like Dido might be heading to nukes as well, but again, by the time they get there, you're really curious to see what Rome's plans are for nuking. Okay, here you go. So this is the plan right here. Mediolanum bought this tile, built a harbor, probably bought the lighthouse, and they've bought a couple privateers, and they'll probably buy another one next turn, make the armada out of them, turn it into a nuclear sub-armada, and then go bop the world. Who won the world? Who won the world? And probably is doing the same thing over here with privateers, I would think. I don't see it happening yet, but eventually somewhere over here, they're going to want to go bingo bango. So also what we're going to see here as well, 2 turns on Manhattan Project. If I had to guess, this campus and this bank will finish next turn, and he will shift enter production So when this finishes, you'll have a turn of production stored up to start those first nukes. That would be the way to do it. In your top production cities, I would also consider doing it down here. Okay, so also this campus research project, I'll be getting set up for Newton. Or sorry, Einstein. When this finishes, again, shift enter production. I would actually turn the bank off next turn. Don't worry about even finishing the bank. Who cares? You got plenty of money. Turn the bank off next turn and shift enter production out and have like a bunch of your core cities that have the highest production be shift entering their production out. Any city that's going to be able to do a nuke in like 5 turns, shift the production for a turn and then go to 4. How you doing, Seb? What's this? This up and just get battleships filled out through it here.
Oh!
Just go bing bang boom. And just kind of like, oh, thank you for the clip.
the hell?
It was actually okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. So there
What
it
the
is.
hell just happened? This up and just
It was
get
actually a
battleships
Persian
filled out through it
settler
here,
I
just go
didn't
bing,
see.
bang, boom.
And he
just
last
kinda, like,
moved and then he jumped over.
hell?
He must have shift entered and I don't know how he got there so fast. Before I loaded in, he got there.
Oh my god.
But it cost him the submarine, but he killed the settler. The funny thing was, thank you again for that, Seb. The funny thing is that he didn't even need the settler because the exact same turn that the settler was going to be able to establish here to make the flank around, everything melted. This got buried and this got melted. It wouldn't make any difference.